Hello everyone, this is Kishitetsu, and today we are playing Soul Reaver. This is one of my favorite games here, and this is the remaster. I've played this before, but I'd like to get this down in kind of supplemental videos here. So, let's begin.
Kain is deified. The clans tell tales of him. Few know the truth. He was mortal once, as were we all. However, his contempt for humanity drove him to create me and my brethren. I am Raziel, firstborn of his lieutenants. I stood with Kain and my brethren at the dawn of the Empire. I have served him a millennium. Over time, we became less human and more divine. Kain would enter the state of change and emerge with a new gift. Some years after the Master, our evolution would follow. Until I had the honor of surpassing my lord. For my transgression, I earned a new kind of reward. Agony. There was only one possible outcome. Eternal damnation. I, Raziel, was to suffer the fate of traitors and weaklings, to burn forever in the bowels of the lake of the dead. Cast him in. Tumbling, burning with white-hot fire, I plunged into the depths of the abyss. Unspeakable pain, relentless agony. Time ceased to exist. Only this torture and a deepening hatred of the hypocrisy that damned me to this hell. An eternity passed, and my torment receded. Bringing me back from the precipice of madness. The descent had destroyed me, and yet I lived.
I know you, Raziel. You are worthy.
What madness is this? What pitiful form is this that I have come to inhabit? Death would be a release next to this travesty.
You did not survive the abyss, Raziel. I have only spared you from total dissolution.
I would choose oblivion over this existence.
The choice is not yours.
I am destroyed.
You are reborn. The birth of one of Kain's abominations traps the essence of life. It is this soul that animates the corpse you lived in. And that, Raziel, is the demise of Nosgoth. There is no balance. The souls of the dead remain trapped. I cannot spin them in the wheel of fate. They cannot complete their destinies. Redeem yourself. Or if you prefer, avenge yourself. Settle your dispute with Kain. Destroy him and your brethren. Free their souls and let the wheel of fate churn again. Use your hatred to reave their souls. I can make it possible. Become my soul reaver, my angel of death.
All right. When I saw that when I was a child, that cutscene there, I just couldn't believe that a game could look and sound like that. Soul Reaver is a very special game to me. It's one of the games that taught me that games could have a narrative. It could have wonderful story and dialogue. And for me, I've always sought games that have a good narrative, that are well written. The gameplay is important too, but I feel like the story is the most important thing. It compels us to move forward with these games, these kind of controllable movies, if you will. So what I'll be doing in these videos is, the cutscenes, in my opinion, are so well put together that I'm just going to go silent. I'm going to go off screen, and I am going to go silent so that you can experience these cutscenes without my interruption. Because when it comes to these games, the far more important thing is not me on screen, it's what's happening right in front of us. So, gameplay-wise, I will be here. Right here in the corner here. Covering up Raziel's health, but that's not really all that important. But yeah, first off, I want to thank you for watching, and let's get into this. If you're new to the Legacy of Kain series, welcome. If you're a longtime veteran, well, I hope you enjoyed the ride in this playthrough. So, this is the remaster.
These gates twist space, laying a path across great spans.
So, in the Legacy of Kain games, they use great detail, even for mundane things like fast travel. The fast travel system in this game uses these warp gates, kind of like Stargate. You step on the pad to activate them, and you're teleported to that area that you've activated. Basically an address that you have to know. But this one has no other gate linked, so you just pass right on through. But what you do is you select, see how it's all grayed out? It means that I haven't visited that area just yet. And as we go, we will unlock these other areas here. So, yeah, this is the remaster. I'll do a quick... That's what it looked like back in the day, back when it released on the PlayStation. So, Legacy of Kain at the time was pushing the hardware, believe it or not. A lot of games back in the 90s didn't have, voiceover. And so, a narrative story like this was very impressive.
You are weak. You must feed.
The old hunger has left me. I have no desire for blood.
You are changed. Your bloodthirst is replaced by a deeper need. You have become a devourer of souls. To sustain your strength, you must hunt the lost spirits of the underworld and consume the souls of your enemies.
This kind of freaked me out because we see Raziel here. He's missing his lower jaw. One of the things that I did when I was a child is go up against the camera here. You put a character up against the wall, and you position the camera in a way that would show greater detail. Most games now, they have like a camera mode or a photo mode, and so you can pop the camera from the character and push it up right against them. But back in the day, you had to go up against the collision wall and kind of push that camera up against to see greater detail.
Your wings, though ruined, are not without purpose. Take hold of them as you leap, and they will carry you across this chasm.
All right, yeah. So Raziel's wings at the beginning of the cinematic there was ripped off, or the bones were ripped out of the membrane of his wings by Kain. And if you know your vampire lore, hopefully, vampires, they are afflicted by water, sunlight, and impalement. So Raziel being cast into the abyss, he was burned. And
What scabrous wretches are these?
Sua, the scavengers of the underworld. Their feral hunger has claimed countless souls, spirits who now shall never find their rest.
so his tissue was burned. So his wings ruined and his tissue burned as he fell deeper into the water. The combat for this is very crude. If this game were to be made nowadays, I believe a Dark Souls style of combat with dodging and rolling and blocking. Not so much stamina, but just those controls would benefit a game like this. Now this is really cool. So
These portals are your conduit between the spectral and material realms.
mhm.
With their aid, you may gather matter and will yourself to become manifest in the physical world. This is taxing, however. Your strength must first be fully restored. You require no conduit to return to this plane. You may abandon your physical body at any time.
So the way that this is achieved is there are two levels, and by switching between them, see here, you're changing the level map.
Sustain your strength to prolong your manifestation in the physical world. If you fail to feed or absorb too many wounds, this fragile matter will dissolve.
So, the narrator or the character that you're hearing most speak, that is voiced by Tony J. If you
are
don't,
young yet, Raziel. You still retain many of your vampiric weaknesses. Immersion in water, while not fatal, will dissolve your physical body, forcing your return to the spirit world. Be aware that in the spectral realm, water has neither heft nor lift. It stands as thin as air.
so I usually avoid this, but I want to show you what just happens when you do touch water here. So you change back because Raziel is afflicted by vampiric weaknesses. One of them, as the Elder God explained, voiced by Tony J, changes you back, but it weakens you, sends you back into the spectral realm, and so you have to gain your strength back to shift. So, like I said, mundane things are expertly described in this game. So there will be moments where I'll be playing through and I'll forget where the trigger is for a cutscene or description, and I will be cut off because I'm listening to these scenes.
What are these creatures?
Do you not recognize them? They are the children of your brother, Duma.
That's impossible. These foul, scuttling beasts could not be kin of our high blood.
Do you suppose that time stood still for you, Raziel? Much has changed since you passed from the world of men.
Yeah. So, in this, the mythos has changed with vampires.
I knew my opponent's weaknesses, having suffered them myself. Physical wounds are fleeting. A vampire's immortal flesh begins to close as soon as it is cleaved. Vampires need only fear those wounds that impale or inflame. Water scorches like acid, and fledglings are devastated by sunlight's touch. I would have to modify my tactics to suit my foes.
So Raziel is voiced by Michael Bell. Now, it may sound a little rude here as we throw this.
Fettered from the flesh, a creature's soul fades swiftly into the spectral realm. Draw it in quickly, Raziel, or you will be compelled to follow.
So he's in sunlight. If we don't feed on the soul, his body will stay there until we feed on it. So anyways, what I was saying, it may be rude as I throw this creature into the sunlight, but if you were to throw a stone in the 90s, you would hit a character voiced by Michael Bell. One of those characters being, I think his name is Drew Pickles from Rugrats,
Your
yes.
physical prowess surpasses what you knew in life. Even massive obstacles can be moved effortlessly.
But lots of characters from the 90s were voiced by Michael Bell. You also have cast members like Simon Templeman and Anna Gunn. You may know Anna Gunn from Breaking Bad. But a very large cast of well-trained, classically trained actors and actresses. So, yeah. Here's a cutscene.
My God! The sanctuary of the clans reduced to ruin. Beyond these walls lay the pillars of Nosgoth, the seat of Kain's empire. How humble it now appeared, collapsing into the dust of its former magnificence. And yet, I had only just emerged. In the instant between my execution and resurrection, centuries had apparently passed.
This world is wrecked with cataclysms. The earth strains to shrug off the pestilence of Kain's parasitic empire. The fate of this world was preordained in an instant by a solitary man. Unwilling to martyr himself to restore Nosgoth's balance, Kain condemned the world to the decay you see. In that moment, the unraveling began. Now it is nearly played out. Nosgoth teeters on the brink of collapse. Its fragile balance cannot hold.
All right. Well, there is actually a really interesting thing about this. So you see these. These are spears. In the different domains of the vampires, they have their own culture and design. Now, they do not act any other way. They all kind of attack the same. It's just a little bit of world building. Also, I want to point out, Duma's children here, they all bear his insignia on their back. You'll see the insignia of each clan member in a different position, but that marks them. Each vampire race is marked by their clan. You can also see, based off their culture, how they dress. Duma's clan are warrior races, kind of like orcs or Klingon Vikings. Think of that, if you will. I will try my best to kind of analyze these characters, their creatures. In here is a health upgrade, but we cannot enter the sanctuary of the clans at the moment. That is Kain's insignia there. Up here, you have the different clans. This one here is Raziel's clan insignia. Duma, you have Zolfan, Terrell, Rahab, and Malchiah. All the sanctuary of the clans. All right, let's go get that first warp gate here. But first, let's go ahead and sneak up on this Duma clan member. Now, we do not have the means to take care of him, so we're just going to go ahead and go to this warp gate. Now, I don't entirely know the significance of the symbols of the warp gate itself, the door. To me, it looks like some kind of sun or some kind of spectral energy. But yeah, there we go. There's the first gate. That goes back to the underworld. And this one, Lake of the Dead. All you do is pass through. And you'll enter that area. So the cool thing about this game is that there are no loading scenes. The way that works is the hallways load each area. Well, let's cast him in, shall we? I'm gonna do what they did to me. Or what they did to Raziel. Cast them in the abyss. There he goes.
This, at least, had remained constant. The endlessly swirling vortex of the abyss. My tomb and the womb of my rebirth. Though much of Nosgoth's landscape had changed, these cliffs gave me my bearings. My clan territory was to the west. I was anxious to see how my descendants had fared during the centuries of my absence.
All right, let's go check out Raziel's clan. So, the world is in ruin. It is in a state of decay. So here's something we can do. We can pull a torch off. So, this is a PlayStation 1 game. And when I said it was pushing the hardware, I kind of mean that. You had a lighting effect there that didn't really happen. A dynamic lighting effect that didn't happen in a lot of games. It's very rare that you'd have games like that. All right. See here, here's another spear. Again, they all act the same, but it just really shows their culture. Each area will have a different design representing their dominion, if you will. All right.
Utter desolation. My once proud kin wiped from this world like excrement from a boot. I knew the hand that wrought this deed.
Kain and the other members. So as we play, we will learn the motivation Kain had for casting Raziel into the abyss. There we go. Push him in the fire. Okay, let's go ahead and get this warp gate while we're here. So we can teleport between the different domains. Now, we will know each area by their symbol. It's very helpful. All right, let's keep going. So we just got to make our way through here. So once you defeat them in a current playthrough, they'll stay down. It's only when you reload, like saving, exiting, and returning to the game, will they return. There we go. So there's water. We will return to this area. So he'll probably return because we didn't feast on him. Now, in this game, enemy encounters are not mandatory. But we will fight every now and then. We will get through these fights. There we go. There are little campfires around, which is strange. In this day and age, you're not really going to be finding a lot of humans here. So let's go ahead and take advantage of this campfire. Throw them on the fire. All right. We could also throw them on spikes on shields like there. We could also use boulders here to bludgeon our enemies. Just kind of throw him. All right. Well, actually,